What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of The Extra Yard. I am joined by pessimistic Juan Cardona. I won't tell you what he said the Dolphins record will be just yet. I'll let him say that for himself. And we are joined by our normal co-host, Roy Chan Chisholm. How you doing, Roy Chan?
Did you get a haircut, dog? I like the look, bro. You know,
you look better.
I got a tan, and
I wasn't gonna say it. But you look better.
I got a tan after I did my radio show, Kai's Corner this morning. So
right. Roy's Corner,
Roy's
Corner.
Yeah.
Roy's Corner. So as always, the same three guys. Nothing has changed here.
Yep.
This is the exact same show.
Except for I'm usually over there, Michael. I'm usually where you are.
True. Yeah. There's the one thing. That's now we're completely back. Now everything is totally fine. But we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Who decides what we talk about on this show? It's actually Juan, which is why we talk about a lot of other teams and a lot of other players, because Juan secretly hates the Dolphins. Tell us more about that, Juan.
I secretly have an obsession just for pain and suffering, and I just like to be, the leader of it, But nah, I like to have maybe like a little realistic type of view, and then if we get into fantasy talk, we can talk about fantasy talk.
We can talk fantasy. Hey, Royal normal guy on this show, Royal Chan. Sorry, let me make sure.
Mm-hmm.
You down to join the fantasy league we're doing here at 5 Reasons?
See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah. You always late to the party, bro.
Yeah.
Me and Juan talked about this months ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so I told you I'm coming in here to win the league, bro. I won my league last year.
Though? Oh wait, no, you told me about this.
I
knew about this.
I won my league outside of this. And then now I gotta come here.
He's a G. He might be my most serious competition. Mike, I'm not looking at you at competition, bro. I'm sorry.
When I smoke your ass, okay, and I destroy all of you, please.
To the competition 3. That's all I want to hear.
Shut your mouth. All right, Dolphins have made a couple transactions, both on the defensive side, because that is our head coach's favorite side of the ball. We can all admit to that. Those moves are Bobby McCain. Cut, bye-bye, and Jason McCourty was brought in. We have to take them one at a time.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Royal, not you, Juan, because I don't like you tonight. Royal, we're going to start with you. Bobby, cut. Thoughts?
It's fine. I mean, it's
you're not freaking out, Royal. It's not the end of the world.
No, it's not. I understand how people feel about Bobby. There's a personal attachment there. But, I mean, they drafted his successor, so there was no need for him. There's already a lot of depth at the position, there's a lot of people competing for that spot, and he was going to be the odd man out this year. So, I mean, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, Juan, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it always felt like there was going to be another move coming, whether it was 19 or Bobby. I think eventually it kind of just. I already did. I think it got to a point where, and I was actually pretty curious. I don't know if they went up to him and said, "Hey, would you mind restructuring? Would you potentially maybe go for a little less?" And he said no to that. But it just felt like they just told him, "Hey, yeah, look, we're just going to move into another direction." What that direction is a little confusing. Javon Holland could play free, but he played a lot of slot like last year or 2019 when he last played. McCourty, he's not the safety one; he's the corner one. I learned because they're twins.
You're like, there's two of you.
Yeah.
So he's the corner one. It could be something where they're just gonna roll out Brandon Jones, Eric Rowe, and Javon out there, and whoever has the assignment of deep third or that middle third, then they'll take it. But it might not necessarily be one specific player I'm feeling right now.
So here's where I think a lot of the conversation has gone with Bobby on the internet, and this is what a lot of people are talking about. And first of all, to anybody overreacting to the Bobby thing, cutting Bobby is not the end of the world. I'm sure someone out there is using it as another indictment on, they're always cutting the players. They don't know what they're doing. Look, that's not what it was. That's not what it was. Bobby McCain was an experiment at safety when he first started there.
Yep.
It did not go very well at first. This past season, he did turn it around. He was a much better asset to this team than he was the year before. He looked like he knew what he was doing, but nobody could ever say that the Dolphins couldn't have improved on that position. Whether or not they have improved on that position yet is unknown. I think my one concern is, where does the play calling, the quarterbacking on the defensive side of the ball go without Bobby McCain? And I know it's not impossible to do it without him, but he was the guy that was doing it, and he did it well. You saw that whenever he was out. So, Juan, who do you think is going to be calling the plays or quarterbacking that defense? Do you think it's going to be one of these new safeties? Is it going to be McCourty because he's so familiar with the system, or McKinney, Baker, or someone else?
I feel like the natural progression here would be to say Baker, just because he's probably, I don't want to say he's the longest tenured. I feel like that's Devontae, but he's up there now. He's one of the
he's the longest tenured on he's the longest tenured on the defensive side of the ball, but even then not really, because Xavier was drafted before him too.
Exactly. So I would say that it would probably be Baker, just because I feel like he's now going to be solidified to play almost every snap. I feel like last year they had like a period in the year where they were trying to like put him in selectively, and you just kind of like felt like he didn't give it his all, or you saw from like that Patriots game to the next one where it was like a big drop off in stats, and it's like, well, what happened? It's like, well, he didn't play that many snaps. So I feel like it would be Baker there, but it could be McKinney. It just depends how quickly they can acclimate, and if they really have like a preseason. I'm seeing there's supposed to be 3 games. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure we're going to talk about that later.
So then, Roll, I'll throw this one to you. Not so much about who do you think is going to be quarterbacking the defensive side of the ball, but just how important do you think it is to have that kind of player, that kind of guy that can stand back there and say, hey, this is changing, go stand over there. Hey, he's going to do this. How important do you think it is on the defensive side of the ball?
It is extremely important, because one of the biggest things about defense is making sure that you're aligned properly. If you're not, you can get tore up if you just can't get that alignment, if you're not that disciplined on that side of the ball. I'm gonna throw out another name that wasn't on your list. What about Byron Jones? Like, why can't he quarterback why can't he quarterback the defense? And I mean, it may not be in the same way because his positioning on the field is so far with others, but he can, like in the huddles and stuff like that, he can initiate that conversation about where everybody's supposed to be.
And he played safety, so he knows more or less all the positions.
Maybe, hey, nobody's talking about it, but maybe that's part of the plan at safety. Maybe move Byron back there for a little bit more.
It could work like that too. It just full time, it's a little expensive to be paying a free safety. That's the only thing.
I don't hate the idea of moving Byron to safety, but I like him at corner. Leave him there.
He's our second best corner for a reason, and that's a really high praise too when you're considering it. The first corner is who it is, So
right, and then on top of that, like when you got Holland, if he's going to play as much as people expect, then I mean throughout the year, I think he'll get better at it. I don't know how smart of a player he is, but if he can pick that up pretty quickly, then you're not going to miss the loss nearly as much in terms of just somebody being a voice out there. You have several people who could be a voice. You know what I mean? And you got people to step into that role. So I'm not so much worried about that as I am about like the actual who's going to replace the play. Like that's what bothers me the most.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, and they go and they sign McCourty, right? So now you're looking at, if there's something I feel like this team is going to do every year for as long as they have Brian Flores, is they're constantly going to sign corners in the offseason.
Yep, they're going to always add DBs.
Byron Jones could have been healthy every single game, and he could have gotten 8 interceptions. Xavier Howard got 10. He's still going to go sign another cornerback in the offseason. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying,
I was about to say there is no reality where Byron Jones is going to catch 8 interceptions.
You don't have to remind us. You don't have to remind us of the fact that his hands are similar to Jakeem.
I actually did a Dolphins show and I predicted that Byron Jones was going to get a pick. I think it was in the game versus Denver. He did not get a pick that game. He got a pick the very next game
versus KC. I think.
Yeah. So I was like, yo, you could have did this 1 week, made me like a genius, bro.
But you still consider you a genius.
But at this point, the secondary room is stacked with players. Yeah. They signed McCourty. They also went and signed, what was it, Justin Coleman. They signed Needham to his tender. There's a lot of players out there. Somebody is not going to be playing cornerback, or somebody that was just signed is going to be cut. It's one of the two. Which do you think is more likely, that someone ends up cut or that someone gets moved to safety?
Somebody gets moved to safety. I think that has to happen, because at this point, like, you have to fill up that safety. You have to fill up that safety position with as much, I guess, know-how and talent as you can. You know what I mean? The quarterback, you're going to be fine as long as you have Byron and X there. You can put X player Well,
Yeah.
if
As long as they stay healthy.
as long as they stay healthy. But then you can put whatever player in the slot. You got everybody who you got in the room can play slot or can play corner to some level. You know what I mean? It's about finding somebody who can competently man that safety position when you need to put all of them on the field. Yeah. Just being honest with you. So finding whichever one best out of that group can man that safety position until they believe Holland is ready to take it over full time.
Juan?
Yeah, I would say 100% that. I would say it would probably be the McCourty twin, probably leading like the timeshare of what it would be until Holland kind of takes over. It just feels like they're gonna probably run a lot of like 3 safety sets just from start, to where it's just, you know, who are you trying to see in the box? You're trying to see Brandon Jones in the box. You're trying to see Javon Holland in the box. Eric Rowe in the box. Like you have a safety that can basically do all the things. Like they can all cover, slot, tight ends, whatever it may be. So you give yourself a lot of flexibility to where maybe you don't necessarily need to say, hey, yeah, that's my free safety. He's running the deep middle third the whole time. Like it could probably be rotating, but I feel like it would be probably the McCourty twin.
I do not like this McCourty twin as a safety.
They have the same everything. I feel like somewhere down there it should be like genetically where they can reach that and have the same ability. Like, one was a first round pick. Like, damn, bro, come on. Like,
I will say those moves did actually happen. One move that was reported that didn't actually go through, but that the Dolphins did attempt. Kerryon Johnson, running back. Detroit, formerly Detroit. Who was he picked up by? Was it the Giants?
I don't even know, bro. I sent it to you. Let me see.
It doesn't matter. It's not the Dolphins. Who really cares, right? So
even the Eagles, I think.
Kerryon. You think it was the Eagles? I don't know.
Yeah, he got claimed by the evening. He got claimed by the
evening. Oh, by the Eagles. You said the evening.
Shut up, bro.
The evening Eagles.
Right.
No, but he got picked up by the Eagles. According to Field Yates, I think it was Field Yates that put it out there. Yeah. I don't know if somebody else put it out first. The Dolphins did also put in a claim for him.
They were the next ones up if the Eagles.
Personally, that doesn't do much for me just because Kerryon Johnson, I don't think is very good. Maybe he goes and explodes out for the Eagles. I just don't think having acquired him would be enough to move the needle for me because it's just another Matt Breida trade, right? Another it's just the body, here's a try. Yeah, it's just the body. I mean, Royal,
I don't think any running back in this market is going to be good enough for you. Okay.
Time out.
You want Najee. No. You nothing that they do now with the running backs.
No one is going to match Najee now. They had gotten Aaron Jones at the beginning. I would have been down with it. Right now, and I say this for real, I will take a chance on Todd Gurley.
Over Bell?
Oh, wait, I forgot Bell's still available. It goes Bell and then Gurley.
That's what I'm saying.
I will take those two as options because they've done it before.
Out. Yeah.
Right? Bell and Gurley have done it before.
And Gurley will never do it again.
He's 27, bro. Maybe we can like squeeze out like 700 yards on like 8 touchdowns.
My age, first of all,
he's 27 and his knees are 45. Okay, they are.
I would say
they are done. Okay. Le'Veon Bell, like he might not give you the same level of production that he gave in other styles, but Le'Veon Bell can do so many different things as a player.
He can be a little mini wide receiver.
Yeah, he can be a wide receiver. He can block. You know what I mean? Like
he immediately becomes number one on the depth chart. Like
I don't know
questions asked.
And I don't know how happy people would be about Le'Veon Bell being your number one back at this stage in his career. But for the Dolphins, he's an upgrade. Like I would be ecstatic.
People would have been happy if they signed him last year.
He's still out there.
No, but last season, the Dolphins were in talks with him, and everybody got really excited about possibly making it happen. Now it's like, nah, I don't want him anymore. I'm cool with Miles.
Well, so I'm just curious if Miles Gaskins comes out. I said Gaskin.
No, you did it. You said the S at the end.
I made sure to try too. Okay.
You said Gaskins again.
I can't get it out. If Miles Gaskin goes out and has 1,200 total yards and 6 touchdowns, are we really that bad off on the position? I'm curious.
To me, and I say this genuinely, one, I have to see him stay healthy. And I say that about everybody on the team. So before people start saying, oh, Michael's only picking on Miles because he doesn't like him, I say that about every player on this team because right now injury histories are across the board. First of all, I need to see him stay healthy. 2, I need to see him make a genuine impact consistently. right? Not just he gets the yards and it is what it is. How many tackles do we really feel like Miles broke last season? I remember one play that he went a long ways, and it was the pass from Fitzpatrick against the Raiders because he finally broke a tackle. Matt Collins got one of the best wide receiver blocks I've ever seen. Right, so like I'm not sold on him.
You love talking about running backs breaking tackles, Mike.
Yeah, that's a barometer if you're good or not.
It's important to me.
Like if he would have seen Barry Sanders, he would have been like, I don't want him. He doesn't break tackles.
What are you talking about?
He doesn't break tackles.
No. Because Barry Sanders made people miss. To me, that counts as breaking a tackle.
-3, -3, -5, 55, -7.
Then I'm fine. I'm fine. It's better than -1, 0, 2, 3, -2, and that's it.
I get it. The thing with Miles is he's never gonna be that touches type of running back. You don't want him getting 22 carries and 8 targets. That's not what you want for him. He's part of a committee, and you just kind of platoon him. You give him 15 carries and 7 targets. Then you also get Ahmed. You give Ahmed 12 carries and maybe 3 targets.
Do you think it would make the team better if they went and signed a Le'Veon Bell?
I don't know.
I think so.
Here's my thing with that, right? I feel like this offseason, if it's taught me anything about the Dolphins, is that what they're going to bet on is they're going to bet on themselves, and they're going to bet on themselves improving internally. They're not really looking to say we're going to go and get this and this and this piece because it's going to make our team better. They're saying, yeah, okay, we can get that guy, but what about the guys we have inside the building? How can they improve? What happens if they improve? Once they do improve, is it going to be something that's successful in the NFL? And I feel like they're doing that a lot with the linemen. I feel like they're doing a lot with Ahmed, with Miles, even the wide receivers in a sense too. I just feel like they're saying we're going to improve within our own selves, and they're not really looking like, okay, we need to get Bell, we need to get Gurley. They're saying, okay,
yeah, no, they're not going to say that.
I feel like they're going to go into camp and they're going to be like, okay, how is everybody looking? Does Ahmed look like he can, actually protect the quarterback now? Does he look like he can take a hit? Like I swear, like he was the only running back I've ever seen. Like he looked like he was hitting a brick wall every time he got tackled. Like the dude could not break like anything.
When listen, he had that great game, and he had a few runs where I'm like, okay, this guy's
he got some talent. He got some.
But there
talent.
was some times where he was blocking, and I'm like, if you cost me Tua Tagovailoa, you are dead to me.
But that's what I'm saying. It's very rare you're gonna find a running back that can do everything, right? And when you do, what ends up happening? You run them to the ground because you do everything with them.
Sure, but I want Royal's take on this running back situation because you and I are never going to agree on this, and I'm pretty sure Royal's on your side too. So I'll give you more ammo, Juan.
I'm not necessarily. I'm not on anyone's side. Where I do believe that what Juan is saying, that the Dolphins want to improve internally, and that goes across the board. But I also agree with you that adding the Le'Veon Bell to this roster would be an improvement. At the very least, he can be what Jordan Howard wanted you to be. Him or Gurley could fill that role. Gurley, for all the crap that I'm going to give him for the rest of his career, he is a touchdown machine, bro.
Yep.
Like he in the red
even
zone,
when you don't want him.
Even when you don't want him, like it's like when he gets in the red zone.
Well, damn, he scores,
no matter what you do, he's going to score a touchdown.
And
Le'Veon Bell is going to give us the versatility that you're talking about in terms of a running back that can do everything. Like he can't run the ball anymore. That is out. But he can catch it, he can block, and he can be serviceable as a runner. He could be one of the members of that running back by committee thing that Juan is talking about. Juan, you like
and I'll say this from you, Juan, who's like the biggest no more excuses for anybody on this team kind of guy.
Yeah,
right?
Here.
Like
I'm
not saying you hate Tua. I genuinely don't believe that. You want to see Tua be successful. You think he will be. But you and I will both agree, I think a lot of the excuses being made for him are a little over the top, right? There were moments where he struggled, things happened. I am just saying right now, with the running back situation the way it is set up so that if Tua doesn't have a great year, that's what people are going to say. That's what people are going to say.
Here's my thing. I don't think they're overblown. I think I'm past that stage. I for a while I was just like, yo, you guys are tripping, man. Like excuse after excuse after excuse. You know where I'm at. I'm like, let's have that same energy for the 3 rookie O linemen. Let's have that same energy for Miles, who caught COVID. Who caught COVID halfway through the season, who tore his MCL. Let's have the same energy that we have for Tua for the other players, because I feel like it's like this overprotective shell of Tua where if you even like look at him kind of like sideways, it's like, yo, what are you doing? Like you're getting checked, and it's like, bro,
If he throws an interception, you say that was a bad pass.
Like,
you
see, why would you even say that? It's OD.
I think the reason that is because the criticism of Tua is OD as well, bro.
That
like
is
it's like
fair.
there is no median with this man. It's either you need to give him time or he absolutely sucks and the Dolphins need to replace him. As opposed to, bro, he's a rookie like everybody else. He's going to fuck up, and he also has the opportunity to turn this around and get better. And I think this year is going to be a year where you can make a definitive decision on whether or not he's taking steps forward, whether or not he's the same, or whether he is worse.
Here's my thing, and I've seen a couple people on Twitter talk about Tua having a Lamar-esque second-year jump, and
you see, you can't do shit like that to that man, bro.
That's wild to me. You shout out to you see the like
all for one, baby.
Hey.
Look, and I try to genuinely think of a comparison. I don't have any, and this is the first one that comes to mind. I am not saying he is anywhere near where this guy is in his league and all that stuff, but LeBron, the way he polarizes, I feel like outside of LeBron, I'm trying to think of examples for Tua where it's that polarizing. You either
he's to that level. He's to that level easily,
or you hate him. That's what I'm saying from a perception standpoint. None of us thinks he dominates the league the way LeBron does the NBA or has in the NBA. But that sort of like the moment they stepped in, it was all eyes on him every second of the day. Why is Colin Cowherd still talking about Tua? Bro, the Dolphins haven't printed the news for a week. What's happening?
Tua lives rent-free in Colin Cowherd's head, bro.
Easily.
And in Herbert Stan's heads.
Yeah,
did you see that?
Bro, that's the thing though. Like it's kind of like it's the same that happened with Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady. Yep. If you like one, then you can't like the other. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
It is.
I'm a Peyton Manning guy. And I hated Tom Brady. But of course, but y'all are Dolphins fans. Y'all had different reasons.
You had the same
I'll admit it though. I didn't hate Tom Brady.
Right, but it's kind of like, but that's the thing though. If you like Herbert, then you hate Tua. If you hate Alabama, then you hate Tua. Like
I do hate Alabama, but I do not hate Tua.
If you have the stigma that all Alabama quarterbacks suck, then you hate Tua. And you would hate to believe that he could be the one that's different for this or for that curse or everything that you believe in being wrong. So it's like everybody trashes this man and doesn't give him the opportunity to just be a kid who plays quarterback in the second year after COVID and never had an off season and just got thrown into a lineup with a quarterback controversy and a defense. Like it's with hurt wide receivers. Like nobody thinks about all these things as they're talking about Tua. It's just he sucks.
It's ridiculous the way people are about it, but he has a chance to rebound in this next season. And this next season,
I saw a video of him throwing a bomb to Jakeem Grant against the Cincinnati Bengals. And I watched that video 700 times because Jakeem Grant dropped that ball.
Was that recently when the person who posted it said that
exactly
it wasn't a clear catch?
But when I thought about it, when I looked at it, that's exactly what happened, bro. When I looked at it, I was like, did you not see the fact that Tua just threw this goddamn ball 60 yards? And dropped it in Jakeem Grant's hands?
Yeah.
Like,
man, I had a pro wide receiver hands, but
I had a perfect transition going, and y'all just pooped on it. Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Michael.
Nah, you good. I was saying, we got time for Tua to rebound, and the time is now. And we know exactly who he gets to do that against with the schedule release, and y'all just shut it down.
You could have just went with it, and it would have been.
Nah, I had to say me. Who would I be if I didn't try to mess stuff up? You know this, bro. All right, but. We have the video from the Dolphins, so all credit to them in case they try to, I don't know, copyright claims or whatever. But they put out this dope video about the schedule. Let's give it a watch.
It's going to be another hot one out there.
Even hotter when the
Yo, I'm not going to lie. I thought the video was over. And then they came week 18, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute."
That was the weirdest part of the whole video to me, bro.
I'm not gonna lie though, the ones where there was like cutouts of the jerseys, some of those color schemes they had behind it, I was like, "Listen, you missed. So you should make that the real jersey." I was pretty fire. But hey, they released the full schedule. It is an interesting one. The Dolphins are going to London again, week 6 against the Jaguars, which actually should be interesting, right? A rematch. between what was it? The not last national championship, the one before that. Right? So a nice little rematch. Oh, no, not really. Not really. Bro, I'm not gonna talk about Tebow. We're not gonna talk about Tebow until the very end. We're gonna give him 5 minutes and then we're gonna go.
No,
I want to break down the schedule.
He's gonna be part of the schedule.
I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see the schedule.
He's gonna be starting.
This is the Dolphins schedule, though. They have preseason games listed right now. Nobody cares about them. We are going to go through, and each of us are going to say win or loss for each game. And you're going to keep your own record. I'm going to keep track of mine. I'm writing them down. So get ready.
I got to keep track of this?
Yeah. You can keep it in your head if you want to.
Yeah, take mental notes, Juan.
Week 1, 425 game against the New England Patriots in Gillette Stadium. Roll, we'll start with you. Win or loss?
Win.
Okay, I'm with you. I also say win. Juan?
I would say win.
All right, so we got a perfect 3 W's. Week 2 against Buffalo.
Loss.
At Hard Rock Stadium, though.
Loss.
Okay, bro says loss. Juan?
Same.
I don't know, man. Last year they almost had them week 2.
You could go win. We're gonna need some positivity here. I can tell you that.
But I don't think this is it. Nah, I gotta be for real. It's a loss. It's a loss for me. It's a loss for me. I can't do it. Buffalo is so damn good. Week 3 at the Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, go.
Let me play a little bit of devil's advocate there because their strength is not going to be their running game. They suck in the run. And one of the strengths of the Dolphins defense is going to be the passing game. So this might be a year where the Dolphins can actually give Buffalo a lot of trouble.
You sound like a guy that didn't watch Matt Barkley torch us, though.
Chill out. Week 2 of last year.
That's what I said, and y'all said
with Xavier. Xavier was out that game, and that was one of the big factors with Noah having to step in. So
Xavier wasn't out that game. No, it was.
I still think it's going to be a loss, but I think this game against Buffalo is. Yeah, the game versus Buffalo is going to be a whole lot closer.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a lot more competitive than what people think the Dolphins are going to be. And I think it's going to serve as a notice of how the Dolphins team is transformed a little bit early on in the season.
It sucks that it's so early, right? Because you'd like them to get a little bit more of that chemistry going. I mean, this is the same first 2 weeks they had last year, isn't it?
You're going to see the first for me, the first 5 weeks are going to be super important just because there's going to be a period later on in the year where they're at home basically for like a month and a half outside of like one little trip. And these first 5 games are going to be super crucial.
Yeah. Week 3 at Las Vegas. I'll go first on this one. That's a dub for me.
I would say a W as well.
I ain't scared about Mike Mayock.
No, we're gonna go 3 for 3 versus Vegas. I think we win that one too. I called us we. Look at me, guys.
The transition continues.
Listen, Blake Bortles becomes your quarterback and you leave town.
You know you're great to hear.
I am out if Blake Bortles is the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers.
Indianapolis, week 4 in Miami. I say dub.
I'm gonna say loss.
I'm going with a win. I don't trust Carson Wentz.
I'm gonna say a loss.
It's Carson Wentz. It's also the fact that it's a home game because I will give Indianapolis their credit on defense. That is a solid defense. I'm going to give the edge to Miami, though, because I think the defensive situation is a push. I don't think Indianapolis's offense is very good. It's in Miami. That's my reason.
My only, just so I can defend myself a little bit here, is their run game is going to be probably top 5 this year. I'm talking about Indianapolis. They will run it down our throats.
Gonna be tough to stop.
And if we don't stop that, I think that will be a loss for me.
I'll give you that. I also think Carson Wentz might throw a couple ducks, so I'm for it.
Yeah, I'm a little bullish on Wentz. We'll see though.
At the defending champions, I think we're all going to say the same thing here. Win?
Loss.
Oh, Royal?
I got it as a win.
Oh, I was capping, dude. I got it as a loss.
I got it as a win. I don't think we all know that Tom Brady is a historically slow starter. And he's another year older. And I don't think that this is going to I just don't think that the Bucs are going to be able to recapture that same magic from year 1 with Tom Brady.
That is very true.
I'm predicting a massive drop off by that team.
Also,
a massive drop off.
Tom Brady don't like the aqua and orange. He does.
No, He doesn't, and he also loses to them once a year with regularity.
He did.
So it's kind of like
and 8.
These are all facts.
Darth gets it. Darth gets it.
But yeah, I'm going L, bro. Like
Picks that man
I'm
off
going
twice
W.
a game. Okay.
I'm going W.
Week 6 against Jacksonville at Tottenham. Win from Juan Royal. Yeah. You're not.
Easy dub.
We're gonna win.
Okay, you gave a look. I was like, there's no shot. To me, that's
I gave a look because up until this point, I have the Dolphins at 5-1 through 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys are wild. I'm like
I've got them at 4-2.
No, I'm like at like 3-4, I think.
No, you're.
How are you at 3-4 after 6 games?
I've never been writing them.
You're at 4-2, Juan.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, he's not. He's 3-3. He's 3-3. He's 3-3.
I gave him losses against Bills, Colts, Bucks.
Oh, okay. The Colts you gave them.
Yeah,
okay.
He's 3-3. All right, week 7, Atlanta in Miami. No,
that's a W. That's a W.
That's a dub.
But,
although, hey, I will say Matt Ryan knows
they can come back if we don't put that foot on the ground and
I got it as an L.
You got Atlanta as an L. Ooh, that's the first place you and I differ. Well, second place technically, but
yeah, I'm gonna go W. I'm gonna go W.
I'm going L because I think Kyle Pitts is going to chew them up.
Bro, stop.
I'm serious.
You're playing too much into your Roychenchism.
No, okay? It's okay. Look, I believe adding him to Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley as the Dolphins are trying to figure out how they're going to maneuver this new secondary. I think that's going to be a difficult task for them, and it's similar to why I gave them an L in Buffalo. It's going to take a while for the defense to figure out what Atlanta's trying to do, and I don't think that they can. I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
I feel like at that point you're saying that the gap between Matt Ryan and Tom Brady is so large just because, and this is what I'm saying, I agree with what you're saying that Tom Brady can come back and have a bad time. But let's not act like Tampa Bay doesn't also have a ton of weapons. Like if they haven't figured out how to defend weapons by week 7 against Atlanta, I'd have a hard time seeing them defending the Buccaneers very well.
No, my only fear with Atlanta is truthfully if we get like a 10-point lead and we start to cruise and try to run the ball, like Atlanta will in 2 plays.
I'd be more worried by the Dolphins being up than the Falcons, because if there's one thing you can count on is the Falcons collapsing at the end of the game.
Yep.
Yeah, so my thing is like the Dolphins. I don't know if I'm going to want the Dolphins in very many shootouts this year, and I think that Atlanta game could be a shootout. I don't think the Buccaneers game. I don't think the Buccaneers game is going to be a shootout at all. I don't think the Bucs going to be a high scoring team. I just think they're going to be a team that has that Super Bowl hangover. The only person not going to have it is Brady, and I just think they fall off. Like I don't know what it is, but I don't like what they do.
Nice advantage for the Dolphins here. They get to play Buffalo in Buffalo at the end of October. Much better than playing there end of December, early January.
You think we can bring Cam Wake just for that game? He's good for that one Halloween game.
Oh,
I was there live. I will never forget that.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there live.
Bro, I had to watch that at college, but I was dying. I loved it.
That was lit, bro.
Week 8 at Buffalo. I think we all had them losing against Buffalo in week 2. Do we think the Dolphins split?
No.
Yeah, I give it an L too. I think if they don't take week 2 in Miami, I don't see them taking week 8 in Buffalo. And at this point, I think we're already kind of saying the Dolphins aren't there yet if they weren't able to even take one against the Bills.
If fans are back, because it's looking like it's going to be 100% capacity.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard that.
It's looking like it's going to be 100% capacity for a couple places. I'm not sure if it's going to go city by city or what it's going to look like, but for sure Texas is 100% looking like 100% capacity. So if let's say Buffalo is like that, and this next year is going to be crazy with the fans. I feel like the fans are just going to be like crazier than even normal, just because it's going to be like that release of like the endorphins of like, yo, we're out, we're finally watching our team live, you know.
Sure.
That's a big thing for me with Buffalo, and truthfully, Josh Allen, like, he's just a Dolphin killer, bro. Until we figure.
I don't want to talk about that man.
Yeah, bro,
I
he's
can't.
insane.
I think you want to know what's crazy? I hate Josh Allen more than I ever hated Tom Brady.
No, get out of
Yes.
here. You're wild.
Yes.
You're wild.
Because you know
Tom
what it
Brady
is like
gave off
Tom
that.
Brady. No, because
He
Tom
gave off
Brady.
that douchey. I'm a winner. Like Josh
But
Allen's
he
like
was a
like
winner.
I know, but Josh Allen's like that goofy, like
Nah,
shucks, you
listen.
guys
Every time
tackled
Josh
me.
Allen hits
From
the
the
ground, he like.
Midwest, freaking Wyoming kid. Like, how do
Nah.
you get mad at that kid? Like,
Nah, I hate Josh Allen with a stupid face and a stupid look. Let's move on to the Houston Texans. And the reason why I say Houston is because as a Dolphins fan, it's not only a win when we play against them, it's a win because they're just going to give us the draft pick. So beating them is going to make the draft pick even. They're going to give us another one. That's just the way Houston is at this point. It's a factory for the Dolphins. Royal, Houston, easy dub.
Houston, it's going to be a blowout. Houston's going to be the worst team in the league.
Here's what's interesting about this Houston thing. The Dolphins are 1-8 against the Houston Texans in their entire career.
Really bad.
It's really that's the worst record against any team they have. I remember
losing to the Texans one time, opening game of the season. Who was their quarterback? I think it was like
Matt Schaub.
Yeah, and Andre Johnson with that deep bomb killed us. I remember that.
My gosh, so stupid.
So here's the thing. I feel like Houston Texans in this game, Laramie Tunsil will really step up. I feel like he will like have this like innate like feeling to like prove to the Texans that he was worth it, and they'll ultimately end up beating the Texans by 2 touchdowns. So
listen, Laramie Tunsil could pancake every single defensive player on the field in one singular play. He would still be the biggest hero in the past 10 years for the Dolphins.
Let me tell you right now how the Patriots work. I'm just giving you like an idea. They are petty. So what do I expect from Brian Flores? I expect Jalen Phillips to be going at Laramie Tunsil all game, and they're going to try to abuse him, bro, just to prove a point. Like, yeah, look, you gave us all that for nobody. That's who I feel like it's going to go.
It's also going to help that Laramie Tunsil will be blocking for Tyrod Taylor. I
didn't want any of us to mention the quarterback situation. I was just waiting for it.
Bro, you should have gave me some notes before the show, but goddamn, Deshaun's not going to be playing football.
Short week. They play the Baltimore Ravens next. This one's in Miami, but it's still Baltimore. And if there's one thing I know is that the Dolphins cannot defend a quarterback that can run with the ball. I think Lamar Jackson will probably go off. And I have it as an L, Royal.
Of course I have it as an L. That boy Lamar Jackson is from Pompano. But let me also clear something up about that. Them being able to guard run. Yes, indeed, Juan Cardona. But them being able to guard running quarterback is going to be dramatically helped by the addition of Jalen Phillips. Like that man is going to help them in that regard. I think they're going to be much better at it this year. I don't know how good much better is because they were absolutely terrible at it. But I do think that they're going to do a better job of containing mobile quarterbacks, even though I just believe Baltimore at this point, this is a year where Lamar Jackson is going to like kind of write his own narrative. And so I believe he's going to come in and destroy the NFL this year, bro.
I hope so, bro.
Juan, what you got it as?
I think this is going to be an L right here. Yeah, I think Lamar, I feel like kind of like what Roy was saying, I feel like this is the year he's probably going to put it all together as far as passing and running.
Yep.
And we
done lost Juan real good. Juan done gone. Look at that face too. That's what Lamar Jackson does to people. That's actually what Lamar Jackson sees when he's running with the football. That face right there.
He doesn't even see people. Like little blur is going by his face, bro. Like he's like the Flash. Yeah, bro.
This is what Lamar Jackson
like the Flash, bro. Like everybody just standing still and like it's like electricity around him as he's moving like this.
If having you on the show wasn't already going to take this thing off the rails, losing Juan to and now it just being me and you, brother, I will not be surprised if we're canceled in a week.
Let's talk about anime.
But why would before that? Hey, let's finish this up though. You're writing yours down still, right? Okay. Yeah. New York Jets, Week 11. Quarterback Zach Wilson, that's a dub, easy dub.
Bust. Yeah, easy dub in my opinion. I think Zach Wilson's going to be a bust. I keep saying that, but I mean I don't know how many people are on that train if they think he's going to be good, but I think he's going to be terrible. And so I'm calling that a dub for the Dolphins.
You put it as a dub. Week 12, they play former New York Jets quarterback Sam Darnold.
It's like playing the Jets 2 weeks in a row. That's a dub too. So
it's funny you mentioned that because that's exactly what the Dolphins would have done last year if the schedule didn't get rearranged.
Well, that's fine, but yeah, I do. I call that a dub as well. The Carolina Panthers are still rebuilding. They're trying to figure out what type of team they're going to be. I don't know if Christian McCaffrey will be healthy by week 12. Probably not, though, because he usually gets injured in the first 2-3 weeks of the season. So, yeah, I'm calling that a dub for the Dolphins.
Okay. Then we've got New York Giants, week 13. Wow, a lot of New York connections going on here. Playing against Daniel Jones and maybe Saquon Barkley.
Maybe Saquon. Exactly. Same problem with the but to Daniel Jones' credit, Daniel Jones is a much better player than I ever thought he would be already. Like Daniel Jones, I thought Daniel Jones was going to be terrible.
I don't think Daniel Jones is great, though.
I don't think he's great by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think that Daniel Jones is solid, which is much more than I can say for a quarterback like Blake Bortles or Blaine Gabbert. Like,
look at this,
oh my
man.
God.
Dedication, bro.
By any means necessary. That's what I'm talking about,
bro. That's how you got to live, dog. Now let's go back, bro. I'm really ready to be negative. So
okay.
Okay, here. Put the 3 games together. New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, New York Giants. Ro and I both have them going 3-0.
Bunch of L's. Catching L's everywhere. No, I'm just joking. No, W against the Jets. I will say probably an L against Carolina and then a W.
Really? Why the loss to Carolina?
All right, so you're gonna make me get deep now. I think Joe Brady is gonna probably end up getting a head coaching job next season, just as how the NFL, loves to quite, find themselves coordinators to jump like that. And I feel like he is good because he made Joe Burrow have like his historical season or whatever it was. I'm just
you think
curious.
He's gonna do that for Sam Darnold?
I'm just curious if that's what's going to happen. And looking at week 1, it's I think the Jets going into Carolina. You're starting to give Darnold that motivation, and maybe he's not going to throw 4 picks. Maybe he can only hold it to 2. You don't need much when you have McCaffrey, when you have fucking DJ, and who else? They got somebody recently too. Oh, Terrence Marshall too. Mm-hmm. They got some pieces.
So but you have the Giants as a win.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Dolphins then get a bye week in week 14, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm really happy about that.
This is the period that I was telling you guys, like from the Jets game. If you go up a little bit, I think the Jets game was November 7th. I think it was
November 21st.
Correct. So from that point on, they don't play away until that Jets game, and then I think that's it.
No, the first Jets game is away. Then they go Carolina at home, New York Giants at home, the Jets at home. And then Monday Night Football against the Saints. Yep. Let's go New York Jets. Second game they play against them. I mean, that's easy for me. I think that's a win.
Yeah, same.
That's a win.
Sweeping that shit.
New Orleans Saints, Monday Night Football. Now, that is a team that is in flux when it comes to the quarterback situation. We still don't know how many other players they're going to cut because they have to cut a bunch of them because their cap situation is absolute trash. There's something about Monday Night Football and primetime games.
Last time we went over there for Monday night, we got mugged. We got destroyed.
Tannehill looked like a bum.
Like he was seeing ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? And for that, I think that's the reason, because I remember that last Dolphins game. That's why I'm calling this an L. Like, I don't even know what the Saints situation is. I don't have good memories about the last time the Dolphins played the Saints on Monday Night Football. So I'm calling this an L.
Yeah, I think for me with the Saints, it's not so much the Saints themselves. It's also just Miami seems to hate it when the eyes are on them. And this is dating back my whole life, it feels like. Like, I mean, outside of Cam Wake's sack on the Thursday Night Football game for Halloween, I mean, you're talking about Monday Night Football games, and he's gone again. Talking about Monday Night Football games where they lost a ton of games, right? They play in prime time, they lose. They go up against the Bills, they can secure a spot. Eyes are on them, they crumble. It's something about when the nation is watching, the Dolphins don't seem to perform. I think I had too many wins in a row. So, yeah, I'm going to give the Saints an L as well. Then Tennessee, at Tennessee, former Dolphins quarterback, can't forget about Derek Man Destroyer Henry. That one looks rough to me. I got it as an L.
Loser. I have it as an L too, bro.
I do too.
All right, Jim Carrey. And the Dolphins finish their season at home against the New England Patriots January 9th, week 18. What a weird thing to say out loud. That's a win for me.
Nope. That's an L to me too. That's an L to me too. Like I got the Dolphins ended the season on 3 straight L's.
I'm trying to see what the hell happened.
I got my record. Ro, you got yours?
Yep.
I think I know yours just because you and I are basically the same. My records that I have way too early for the Miami Dolphins is 11-6. Should secure a playoff spot. Man, if they don't make the playoffs at 11-6, I'm going to riot. Roy, what you got?
I got 10-7. Barely missing the playoffs. Yeah, I got them barely missing the playoffs because I believe that there are going to be a couple of AFC teams that are going to be really good. So, I don't see them securing. They're not going to win the division. Buffalo's going to win the division, and I just don't see an avenue for them to get into one of those wild card slots.
Okay, Juan, if you had to guess what your record was, I mean, I think you said they were going to go 1-16, but I don't know what you think.
I honestly, I think I had them, and I have to really look at it. I think I had them at 9-8, maybe. I'm doing the final count now. It's looking like it's gonna be a close one, but nah. I just feel like there's certain gaps in the schedule where if they're not careful, they could get really, really behind. To where later on in the year it won't necessarily matter what they're trying to do, and kind of why I kind of predicted that final loss. Over there with who was it? I think the Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah. So I think it just kind of depends, and it's also I'm curious because we're seeing we're going to see Derrick Henry, we're going to see the guys from the Saints, we're going to see Saquon, McCaffrey. There's going to be a lot of good individual talent that we're going to.
Are we going to see Saquon?
Yeah,
are we going to see McCaffrey?
That's week 13. That's week 13.
That's fair. That's fair.
Week 12 against the Panthers, week 13 against the Giants. Those two do not have the best track record.
No shot.
I don't wish that on them at all. I want the Dolphins to win. I will never wish injury on anybody, but history is not so kind. So that is interesting the way we're seeing it. I think this is my thought process though, right? 10-7, 11-6. I think that happens. People are going to be okay with it, right?
No,
they're just kind of.
No,
I think
they want to riot.
11-6 and 10-7. I think people would be all right with.
No,
I think they go 9-8.
Playoffs. If you don't win a playoff game this year, Michael.
Oh, you think winning? No,
it's not what I think. I think 2 consecutive winning seasons since the last time that happened was 2002, 2003.
But even at 9-8, you're counting 9-8.
I would take that as progress. If you're telling me, look, if you're telling me 9-8 and Tua ends up with 3,500 yards and 27 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, I'm like, you know what, we're good.
Yo, is that Ryan Tannehill's exact second season though? Sounds really similar.
I think the way I did it is I looked at all the stats from last season, and that was Daniel Jones stats. And Daniel Jones was the 27th quarterback, I believe. So it was that's what I was looking at as far as yards. Touchdowns, I don't think he'll be a 35 to 40 touchdown player anytime soon. I feel like 24 to 27 is realistic for this year. Interceptions, you'll keep him down. I don't think he'll have even double digits, but I'll be safe with 12. And I feel like that to me will be progress, because then at that point it's all right, we got something with Tua, we get him a little more comfortable. Another year with Waddle, I saw that.
I think he's talking about Arteaga though.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Or maybe he is to bring back, instead of
You can say his name. I love him.
I was just saying who I think he was talking about.
Yeah, I think he was talking about Arteaga, but I'm with Juan. But this is the thing that I don't agree with you, Michael. If this team doesn't go 12-5, 13-4, the city of Miami is going to,
crazy to say.
It sounds crazy to say, but the fans are going to explode because that's what they want to see. But I think a 10-7 season, like Juan was alluding to, is a huge success for what the Dolphins are trying to back-to-back 10-win seasons. I think that is good for what this team is. I'm a little higher on Tua. I think Tua can go for 4,000 yards this year. I think Tua can throw for 4,000 yards. I don't see an avenue to him throwing 10 interceptions. He's just not going to do it. I think Tua would rather get sacked than throw an interception. So I can see a season where he's throwing for 4,000 yards, maybe 22, 23 touchdowns, 8-9 interceptions max. And the Dolphins go 10-7, and I think that's a successful year.
And that's what I was saying. I agree with you. 10-7 to me I would consider it a success. Why? You're still trying to get used to a lot of things with the team. You're still counting on a lot of contributions from young players. And the way this season is scheduled, I know people say, oh, it's just one extra game. It's not that big a deal. It matters. Hey, Alphonse Sidney was great, Ethan. It's very weird to talk to you right now, Ethan. And saying that out loud, right? It's just weird.
Is that our Ethan, or is that just a random?
Yo, that would be hilarious if he made a burner but called himself Ethan.
That's to throw it off for real. You'll never think.
I think with the Dolphins, what's crazy to me is I have never seen a team do this kind of ascension, right? Where it's kind of a steady climb, because the past few coaches we've had all saw immediate success and then it crumbled. Right, I think Joe Philbin is probably the one that didn't see too much immediate success. But Tony Sperano comes in, they go 11-5 after being 1-15, and then it starts crumbling. Adam Gase comes in, I think they went 10-6, made the playoffs. Yeah. It starts crumbling. Joe Philbin was higher at the beginning than he was at the end. Right, I think it was his second season with Bill Lazor and Tannehill did well. But it's one of those things, right? It's weird seeing the steady climb. I hate the idea of people saying, oh, if they go 9-8. What a trash team. Fire Chris Greer, fire Brian Flores. That would be absolutely asinine.
They're already saying that because he didn't get a running back. So just understand the mindset.
I wanted a running back more than any of them. They better chill.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people, it's like doomsday or heaven, and it's there's somewhere in between. You're building up to get to somewhere where you want to be. It for sure looks like they got their core set of players down of who they want and who they want to keep. Next season is going to be interesting. There is a lot of cap space available, but there are a lot of players that need to get re-signed, like Gesicki, like Baker, and a couple others. Maybe Xavier even asked for some more money. So it just looks like they're going to look for a lot of internal growth, whether it's that it comes in this year or in the form of a 2-year window. And also remember, last year, we were starting 0-7 and finishing the year with 5 wins. There was progress throughout everywhere, and a 10-6 season, kind of I don't want to say it spoiled people, but it did spoil people. And I feel like the biggest thing with any of this is coaching matters. Look at the I know I like to talk about other teams, but look at the Browns. The Browns got a head coach who knows what he's doing and knows how to run the ball, and now all of a sudden they're looked at as freaking Super Bowl contenders.
Alphonse Sidney, Alf 954, host of the Hangover Time.
No one
show.
ever said we can't say his name. We
I said it.
Is there a gag order out?
Isn't there a Heat show happening right now too? Not Heat show. There's an NBA show going on.
I wore Hangover Time show on the post up the other night, bro. Bro, it's not taboo to say Alf's name, bro. That's my friend. I love him. But
I will say though, he agreed with me on 11-6. So.
Well, let's go back to this stuff. I want to go back to this Dolphins thing, and I want to do some sunshine pumping since I'm not going to do that very often every time I'm going to guest on here. Even though I have them at 10-7, I do see an avenue for Miami to go 12-5. I called that Falcons game a loss. I do see the Dolphins can win that game. There's a potential that they can win the game because the Falcons absolutely sucked last year. Yep. And who's to say that they won't suck again this year? They're trash. I caught the Saints game. I caught the Saints game in L because of the flashback that I had from the last Monday Night Football game. But these are completely different teams. It's like night and day.
Yep.
On top of that, and then the Saints are going to be entering a season where they're playing without Drew Brees for the first time in a very long time. So they could be a shit show by themselves. And then the Dolphins could also sweep the Patriots. I don't know how good of a football team that is. But there is an avenue for the Dolphins to be better than what any of us are predicting.
So, let me ask you guys something real quick, because, as far as expectations, I feel like this year is the year where there's the most expectations for the Dolphins ever, right? But yeah, I know, Michael, you were mentioning earlier the 08 season with the Wildcat, Philbin and those years, even the 1 year with Gase, the next year, I'm not gonna lie, I was prisoner of the moment. After that one Gase playoff season, I went and signed up for season tickets, and that was the worst experience of my life.
You done messed up.
Oh my gosh, bro.
So you saw that whole season with Gase, and you're like, man, did you ever utter these words? Gase is the answer, or like Gase is the right coach? Did you ever believe that? Tell me truthfully.
I want to say yeah, I did believe that he was
Stupid.
that was perfect, bro. You set me up. I forgot we had that. No,
I
man.
just had to get you.
So just curious, who out of all those years, like which one did you think like had the most expectations, or if it is 2021, like then 2021? But what did you guys think?
I think I think 2021 has the highest expectations because it genuinely feels closer and closer like this quarterback is the answer. Tannehill was a really highly drafted quarterback, but you could kind of see where his ceiling was. It was a lot of game managing. He wasn't going to win you the game on his own. You were kind of worried about him the whole time. Before that, it was Chad Pennington, right? So this has to be it. This has to be the season that everybody has the most expectations for. But even then, my expectations are if they make it to the playoffs, I'm 100% considering a success. If they can go into the playoffs and get blown out, I'm still considering their success.
Yeah, I consider it success even if they don't make it to the playoffs. But I also did the same thing last season.
But it depends.
But I get what you're saying. So to talk about two things that you talk about, one, to answer Juan's question directly, I think 21 is probably the highest expectation that people have had for this team. To Michael's 2 points, Ryan Tannehill was a college wide receiver, and Chad Pennington had bow tie noodles for arms.
Say what you want. Say what you want. Ryan Tannehill's won more playoff games than the Dolphins have in 2 decades.
I would smack you if I had your.
Tell me I'm wrong though. Tell me I'm wrong though. Tell me I'm wrong though.
How dare you?
You're not wrong, but whatever, bro. Like either way, but
was he riding on Derrick Henry's back too, or
absolutely? Ryan Tannehill's not the answer, but at least Ryan Tannehill didn't fuck it up.
Whatever, but I think the reason for the higher expectations this year though is because, like Mike alluded to, it's the quarterback position. I think I look at it like this: last year, Tua was nowhere near what he is going to be or what he can be as a football player, and yet this team still managed to have one of its more successful seasons, even with him coming in midway through the season or whatever. Like with Tua not being as good or whatever as he can be, the team still managed to get 10-6. If Tua just improves marginally, he's already better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like that's just my honest opinion. Yep. Like he's better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. If he improves on that, then it's kind of like the floor for this team raises just a little bit, and that kind of like to the minds of Dolphins fans, if the floor is raised, then the ceiling has gone through the roof. So
if the floor gets raised, there ain't no ceiling. Okay,
right?
Tom Brady, watch out, we coming for your ring, homie.
Tua Tom Brady Valor, bro. Like that's where I'm at.
I say this genuinely. I still do believe in Tua. Do I believe in him the same way I did the night when they called the 5th overall pick? No, because there was a couple moments. No, hold on. We've had this argument. There was a couple moments where I was like, those are some rough decisions that were made. I still think he'll be the answer. I still think he'll figure it out. And I think the Dolphins are en route to a winning season. I think they're going to make the playoffs. And I would actually even anticipate a win in the first round of the playoffs. I am going to go out on that limb and say it. I genuinely believe that's what's going to happen this season. I think Brian Flores knows how to build a team. He knows how to get them into it. And I have never been so excited about a head coach, literally across any sport. And I love Eric Spoelstra. But when Brian Flores went out on that field and was about to throw down for his guys, that's it. You got me.
Hey, if anything, if we really struggle with O-line, whoever held him back, maybe we can like beef him up and try to put him in there as
Brian Flores at linebacker destroying people.
So Michael, to your coaching point, like I don't think anybody was excited about Eric Spoelstra being the coach. He came
but I'm saying Riley. Even now. But I'm saying even now, right?
Yeah, and then with Tua, like the thing about Tua is like it's all a matter of what do you believe about what you saw last year? Do you believe the games versus Kansas City and Arizona Cardinals, or do you believe the game versus Oakland? Which one of those two performances do you believe he can sustain more consistently? Like, and for me, it was the one drive, but it was an amazing drive. It was the one drive versus Arizona. You know what I mean? Like, pop, 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 pop. Like it wasn't nothing great.
The juke on who was it? Who was the safety?
Buda Baker.
The juke on Baker, that pass to Mac Hollins, listen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, those are the types of things that I do expect. Like, Tua coming off of hip surgery, no offseason, to see him have a drive like that in the league against, a hot team. Like, it was kind of like, okay, those are some of the things that I'm going to hold on to. I'm not going to hold on to Oakland.
But here's the thing that Juan and I understand that I think it's still new to you, and I get it. It's fine. Everybody here knows, and it's not anything to, you come from Packers fandom. You come from Aaron Rodgers. Royalty
is what you call it.
No, listen, you don't know that search for the quarterback. You don't know having to think that every guy is the answer.
And every time you get there, it's more desert. You haven't felt that.
Chad Pennington was the guy, right? He had his moment. Chad Henne, I know Chad Henne sucked, but Chad Henne had moments where we would go into
love Chad Henne. I'm talking about Chad Pennington.
No, I love Chad Henne. But Chad Henne had some. Yeah, Chad Henne had some moments.
Jugs machine threw with more touch than Chad Henne, bro.
But I love Chad Henne coming out of Michigan. Like, that's why I thought he would have been one of the answers for the Dolphins. Chad Pennington, Dolphins fans were excited about him.
Listen, you want to know how thirsty it got for me when it came to Dolphins quarterbacks? Tyler Thigpen. Week 17 against the Steelers. You remember that? He comes in. Was it week 16? I thought it was 17.
No, I'm talking about number 16. Like,
were you a Cleo Lemon fan too?
No, Cleo Lemon.
I mean, at that point, he got us that one W. I mean, you kind of had to be.
But like, that's the thing. If you look at Ryan Tannehill, we can all agree Ryan Tannehill is not a franchise quarterback. You build a good team around him, he's going to do good things. But Ryan Tannehill had his moments too. I was at the Atlanta game where he had that drive to win it at the end. Right, he throws it back there. I think it was Deion Sims. Yeah, you see those moments. So that's why for me, it's hard to find these moments and really latch onto them because they've let me down every time.
Okay, so Michael, here's what I'm going to take it from an expert. I've seen nothing but amazing quarterback play my entire life, and I've seen the Dolphins. Like, bro, I'm from South Florida. The Dolphins were a team that's on. I watch football, so I watched the Dolphins be bad, and I saw the throw to Deion Sims too from Tannehill. Not once did I ever think, oh man, Tannehill has it. Like, never. I'm
gonna have to excuse you here, bro. Because here's the thing with Tannehill. Tannehill had like a decent first game. His second game was against the Cardinals, threw for 400 yards.
Yep, I literally bought the jersey the moment that game ended.
Yeah, like he led us to a win, if I'm not mistaken.
Brian Hartline.
High stepping,
having to jump into the end zone because he's too slow.
Those receivers run.
Yeah, Javon Best. I remember Devon Best. Devon Best. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think
that's what I'm saying. You're kidding yourself if you thought, oh, I always knew Ryan Tannehill wasn't it. Like, he had his moments. When Bill Lazor was coordinator and Tannehill was 27 and 12.
Here's my honest opinion, and I'll leave it alone after this because I've promised myself to stop talking about Tua in any type of way. I'm going to keep
taking that out of you.
Here's the thing. Tua came in, and I understand he had a hip injury, but he came in as the most pro-ready, ready to go package quarterback that you're going to put him out there, and he's going to be cerebral, he's going to be accurate, and that's it. You're going to start him off, he's going to be good to go. Yeah, Burrow wasn't,
Burrow was super ready.
Burrow jumped into that last year.
But everybody was worried about Tua's injuries. But everybody said when Burrow came in, he was going to do it right away.
Was from like freshman year when he won national championship. Like, you're going to be the guy.
That was from Elite 11 his senior year.
You're going to be the guy. You're going to be the guy. You're going to be the guy. That's what everybody says. You're going to get him. He's the guy. You're going to tank for him. He's going to be the guy. You're going to get him. Oh, you got him. He's the guy. And then he gets here and he's like, well. And this is my opinions. He's like, well, he kind of looks small in the pocket. He looks a little skinny. He looked a little bigger, in those national championship games that I saw.
I hate so much right now.
I'm going to be honest.
But
you see some plays like, I remember one play against the Chargers, I think it was, where he kind of broke out of a tackle and it was a pass to Jakeem where it didn't have enough mustard on it. It didn't have enough juice on it. And then you start to really think, okay, well, is he going to be Mark Brunell or is he going to be Steve Young? And I'm just giving you the lefty because the lefty.
I'm not. I will say I'm done with that lefty stuff. Just like you said, oh, Jalen Waddle is small and fast. He's Tyreek Hill. Everybody does that. You're gonna compare him to only lefty quarterbacks?
But Steve Young is a good comparison because he can move in the pocket.
Steve Young is a good comparison, but Mark Brunell,
is what he was too. He was more precision, anticipation, accuracy. He wasn't gonna throw it out the yard like.
Let me play devil's advocate to your argument, Juan. The Tua that you're talking about that was most pro-ready is not the Tua that the Dolphins drafted. Correct. That was Tua pre-injury. Mm-hmm. That was Tua fully healthy. That was Tua who had played and wasn't spending a year rehabbing. The Tua that everybody got for the Dolphins was rehabbing Tua, was getting back into the swing of things. Tua has not played consistent football in a very long time. And so you saw flashes of as long as you see flashes in that first year of what they were asking you for, you saw that, and you saw them sustaining for full games. But I understand the natural Dolphins. And
I'm gonna give you two points to that. Right, the first point is that a lot of people, because of PTSD, made this decision be Culpepper Breeze 2.0, right? Where it's if he's healthy, he could be the guy, he could be the man. We saw him do it. Well, you drafted him, healthy or not, or whatever it was. You made a decision off of that.
Yeah, let's act like Drew Brees coming down to Miami. Everything would have been just like it was in New Orleans. Like there's so many factors to that.
Fair enough. My second point, and it's a great tying to this, is Drew Brees, because Tua is that type of quarterback who he's going to be cerebral. He's going to be analytical. He's going to hit you with precision passing, move the safety this way, open space here, hit it here. That's the same type of play. He has to
look like this to throw it downfield.
That's the same type of play he's going to have. And I see that a little bit also with Steve Young. And what do those two guys have in common to me? Their first part of their career, they had to suck. They had to know what it was like to suck. And they weren't appreciated by the first team. And it took them going to a different team to, kind of get it all together and get appreciated by the second team.
That's why I will ride or die with this man. If I see him,
or you can look at it as it took time, Juan. It took time for them to find who they became. So it's not just a different situation. I don't think
we're going to give them the time. That's my thing. If you're telling me in year 4, if you're telling me year 4, he's getting like 3,200 yards and 22 touchdowns,
his ass is out of here.
He's gone.
Hold on a second. 3,200 yards, 22 touchdowns. This upcoming season, he throws 10 interceptions with that.
Yeah. 100%.
Fans are going to want him out.
100%, no.
Fans are going to want him out. Oh, no. There's a lot of fans that are going to want him out.
Fans want
that's amazing to me.
It's the trend with second-year quarterbacks that people are starting to get accustomed to, where it's like Patrick Mahomes leap, the Lamar Jackson leap. Even Kyler Murray made some sort of a leap from year 1 to year 2. Yeah. If they don't see a dramatic leap from Tua, then they're going to rain hell on this man. It's kind of why I'm still not completely out on Daniel Jones. I don't like him as a quarterback right now, but I saw flashes of Daniel Jones, and I think that he can become a serviceable quarterback in the league. Yeah. And that's all I'm expecting from Tua. That's my expectations. So I won't be as easily disappointed as most Dolphins fans who are looking for the second coming of Dan Marino.
Damn, if this wasn't the best talk we ever had about Tua.
Yeah,
we made some legitimate points. And I am kind of halfway between the two of you, more so leaning towards Royal, but I do see Juan's point where it was, they preach so much that accuracy and that perfect passing. And there was a few of those passes and I'm like, that wasn't as accurate as was promised. And I agree with you, Royal. I know a lot of it. I agree with you. The legs weren't the same. The timing wasn't the same. And so I'm sitting there with you on it. But if he has a lot more of those in this next season, then I'll feel a certain way. But that's neither here nor there. Tua's going to be great. He's going to wear that gold jacket in a few years. Nope. I'm full riding it. I'm one way or the other. I'm a true Dolphins fan.
We need positivity.
We need this positivity, right? Get that gold jacket from my mans. Okay, get that bus ready now because it's a coming. I think we were going to talk about Tim Tebow. We'll say that for next week. All I got to say on Tim Tebow is
you suck.
Who cares? Tim Tebow sucks. Oh, I suck or you suck?
He gonna sell tickets.
Tim Tebow sucks.
He gonna sell tickets.
Because it's Jacksonville. Because it's Jacksonville.
Can you just play the clip?
Here, you want the clip? Here,
I'll give you the clip.
Tebow is flanked to the right. Now Tebow in motion. Sanchez looking that way, and it looked like it hit him in the shoulder pad.
Oh, he's going to get ripped in the meeting on Monday. Tim Tebow, you got to run the route and get your head around and look for the football. You're not a decoy. been talking to Mark Sanchez about throwing you the ball. Watch. Get your head around quicker.
Okay. Well,
Nope,
time
I'm
out
out.
though.
That's the Jaguars.
Let's be honest though. That was terrible. That pass was also not great if it hit him in the helmet.
It's Mark
Bro,
Sanchez.
it's supposed to hit you in the helmet, dog.
When you're running a flat out like that, no,
I
it's not,
guess,
bro.
dog,
Because
but
then you gotta
put
come
your
back and do
hands up,
this.
dog. Put your
Well,
hands
there's no way for you to even catch the ball if you're not looking for it, Michael.
That's
Like,
true. You want to
I'm
know
out.
what my favorite part about that play is? The Jacksonville Jaguars are gonna run it in London, and
100%.
Xavier's just gonna go whoop straight through to the end
100%,
zone.
man.
Or he's gonna catch it.
Who's gonna catch it?
Timothy Tebow.
Timothy.
Yes, man.
You make me so
Sick.
angry.
I'm sick right now.
Gosh, you
They're
know
starting
what?
tight end. He's gonna be Logan Thomas this year.
Oh
You
my goodness,
crazy.
I'd be
Tim
so
Tebow
mad.
gonna go. Timothy Tebow will have 4 catches for 56 yards against the Dolphins and a touchdown.
Important dates upcoming.
I'm never gonna
Nothing
forget
for
this.
a while. When's minicamp? Isn't minicamp soon?
This week, it's on the 14th.
It's on the 14th, right? So we'll have
J.
some
Cole
news.
also drops on the 14th. That's gonna be a very busy day for me.
Very busy day. Who's winning out? The Dolphins or J. Cole?
J. Cole.
I'm not talking to you.
Did you hear that interlude?
Oh, dude.
I'm not talking to you.
Did
Pick a winner.
Did you see the documentary?
Pick a
Lil
winner.
Yes,
Tobin?
it did. And the very
Oh,
day I
my.
caught it.
Pick a winner.
Oh, I think I'm gonna start watching every day. Nah, you know, the Dolphins got my full attention right now. I'll give it to them right now. J. Cole will probably be in the background bumping, but yeah, Dolphins got my full attention right now.
Just to say, F you to Juan, I'm picking J. Cole as the winner. You suck.
There's no wrong answer.
Thank you guys for watching the show. I was joined by Juan. Juan, thank you for being a Royal. We're gonna stop calling you a guest at this point. You're just you're just a host / alternate host.
I think in the big networks they have like an alternate, you know, host that just comes in.
But the thing is, Roy's more than an alternate. He's more than an
I'm like
alternate.
Jenny. I'm like Jenny Tapp.
Say alternate. You're right. I feel like there's like a better. We're gonna figure out.
Second string. I'm the second string.
No,
Nah, not even. It's like
Can we say 6 man?
Yeah, because the 6th man is coming off the bench because you want his value with that second unit.
How about this? We're a 3-4 team, and I'm the nickel corner when we go to the nickel formation.
There we go. And that works especially well with a team like Miami that is only in nickel. Really appreciate you guys watching. We will be back next week with this same crew. That's the same crew that we always have. Myself, Juan, and Royal Chen Chisholm. Have a good night, guys.
Peace.
Wait, I forgot the video.